heard Iowa winters have kind of a bad reputation. If you're moving to Iowa from a warmer climate and you're worried about winters in Iowa, this is the video for you. Call it your Iowa Winter Starter Pack to get you in the know-how of how to survive your first Iowa winter. Hi, Emily Farber here, your favorite Iowa YouTubing realtor. I create content all about real estate and Iowa to help people just like you make smart decisions. If that sounds like your sort of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up so you don't miss out. If you're thinking about moving to the greater Iowa City area specifically, make sure that you grab my new and free Iowa City area relocation guide. I have a link for it down there in the description box of this video. People are probably trying to scare you with horror stories about how terrible the winters in Iowa can be. Take a deep breath. It's not that bad, usually. The coldest recorded temperature in Iowa is 47 degrees below zero. But, we haven't hit that temperature since 1996. The first little flurries of snow usually happen in November. January is typically the coldest month of the year, and winter can hang on through March. But it's not like we're in Alaska, people, for Pete's sakes. In true Midwestern fashion, winter weather in Iowa is prone to a lot of unpredictability and wide swings in temperature. It's not unusual to get some winter days that are in the 40s, which feel awesome, but it's also not unusual to have days where the high temperatures don't get out of the single digits. What I think is more noteworthy than just the chilly temperatures is the wind and overcast skies in Iowa, both of which can really get to you. Iowa is a windy state no matter what season, but it's a lot easier to ignore it when you don't feel like your fingers are about to snap off your body. When you're looking at the temperature, make sure that you pay attention to the wind chill or the real feel temperature when you are deciding how to dress yourself for the day. Okay, let's back up a little bit and start with the things you're going to want to do to keep yourself comfortable. And I'm talking right at the start, like when you step out of the shower in the morning. Winter air in Iowa is pretty dry, which can make your skin feel really dry and itchy. Buy yourself a nice moisturizer and use it directly after your shower or bath to help seal the moisture into your skin. Your skin is going to thank you. I've been having a moment lately with tallow moisturizer, and I especially like this one because it smells like oranges, which is just a nice cheerful way to start the day. Next up is to decide how many layers of clothing you actually need. If it's really cold or you're just kind of a pansy. Just kidding, I'm saying that with love. You might want some long johns or long underwear, which is a thin, moisture-wicking layer that you wear underneath your other clothing. I got this pair at Costco. If you're going to be spending an extended amount of time outside, your lower half especially will really appreciate long johns because it's a lot easier to keep your core warm than it is your legs. After you get dressed in your main layer, which should be appropriate for whatever the forecast is for the day, then it's time to decide if you need any extras. For example, if you frequently find yourself feeling chilled when nobody else seems to be, or you work someplace like an office where you don't get to control the thermostat, you might want to add a scarf. Covering up your neck will help a lot with keeping you warm. Your neck is a major point of heat loss in your body, and using a scarf essentially puts a lid on the rest of your clothes that are working to keep your body heat trapped against your skin. Then you have to decide about shoes. Now, you have all my sympathy over this topic because I love myself a nice pair of shoes. And nice does not necessarily mean practical, if you know what I mean. If it's icy, you might want to think twice about shoes with heels. Nobody has time for a broken ankle. Obviously, if it's snowing and you're going to be stomping around outside, you should have a pair of snow boots. I like this particular pair because I can just slide right into them. Don't have to lace anything up. Now, I know certain outfits just look better with certain coats. And I also know Winter coats have a propensity towards helping you look like a sack of potatoes, which is not a look most of us want. But a cute little coat is really not going to work when the temperature is below, say, the mid-30s. You're gonna freeze. What you actually need is a decent quality coat that covers your bum. The hiney coverage is the key to keeping you warm outside. I had a client ask me if they should buy a Canada Goose parka to stay warm. I looked up the coat and I almost had a heart attack over the price. I mean, if you want to spend $1,000 or more on a coat, you do you, boo. But you certainly do not have to. You can find a perfectly fine coat for a few $100s brand new, even less if you shop used. My parka is an Obermeyer parka that I bought at Scheels for, I don't know, like $250. And I think I'm going on my third or fourth winter with it. I love it. Of course, you're going to need a few pair of gloves and hats. Keep a pair of gloves in your car all the time, just in case. Side note here about teenagers in winter coats. If you are moving here with a teenager, you should know that wearing a coat is considered totally lame, and they do not wear them to school, no matter what the temperature is outside. You are going to have to determine if this is the hill you want to die on as a parent. I decided long ago to let natural consequences do the teaching, and if they get cold, they get cold. My 21-year-old and 20-year-old sons and my 17-year-old daughter are back to wearing coats, but this dude, not so much. Here's a pro tip about outdoor winter gear. Try to shop for it way earlier than you think you're going to need to. I'm talking like in August or September, because it does get picked over. Oh, and another tip, lip balm. You are going to want a lot of it, and you're going to need it everywhere and all the time. Original Burt's Bees is my personal favorite, and yes, I keep a stick of it in my car. You do not need to go buy a four-wheel drive vehicle if you're moving to Iowa. I mean, if you want to, you can, but you'll be fine without it. You will want to make sure that your vehicle has all-season tires on it. And if you've never driven on snowy and icy roads, just remember, take it easy, take it slow, and account for more travel time. Stop sooner, accelerate gently, focus on smooth movements. If you're sliding, feather the brakes and point your steering wheel in the direction that you want to go without overcorrecting. If you have the opportunity, after a snowfall, go find yourself an empty, snowy parking lot and make your vehicle spin and slide so that you can practice how to handle it. Now, if you find yourself lucky enough to be shopping for a new or new-to-you car, I highly recommend heated seats. And if you're really lucky, a heated steering wheel. I am spoiled by this feature, and I don't know, honestly, if I can ever go back to unheated steering wheels. I know. I used to think it was just a silly, bougie expense, but it's worth it. Now, it can be tempting to bump that thermostat up in your house until you are nice and toasty while you're at home, but you're gonna have to pay for all that heat. At my house, we keep it set at about 65 to 68, which does feel chilly to me personally, so I usually change into a warm pair of sweatpants at home. I've been known to wear the hood inside, even wear the hood to bed. I've got no shame in my game. My daughter tells me that this is called a grout fit because it's gray on the top and the bottom. Okay, friends, you're gonna be fine. People have been surviving in cold weather climates since the beginning of time. There is no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing choices. What have you heard about winter in Iowa? Do you have any winter tips that you want to share with us? Leave me a comment down below. Hey, it's been fun, and I'll catch you later.